the middle part. I'm not choosing either of them, right? I don't want to be a saint, neither do I want to be a demon, right? But I understand that they are demon archetypal energies and there are people that are doing demonic things. I send them light and love. You understand that basically that's how it is. That's how you transmute evil, by you sending it light and love, not by you sending it hate. It doesn't work. That means you're feeding the evil. You understand? You got to send it light and love. Basically, that's what Jesus said in the Bible, in the New Testament, right? That we need to love your neighbor as they are, right? The most important thing thing to follow in the Bible is to love. That's the greatest commandment in the Bible. It doesn't mean love with condition. It means I love you unconditionally. You are hurt. That's why you're doing hurtful things, right? You are in pain. That's why you're lashing out and you're busy doing all these terrible things. You are feeling in lack. That's why you're doing all these terrible things. So I send light and love so that you may find healing. That's what Jesus was talking about. You understand, basically. You see, so it takes a while to get to understand all these things, right? Because at the end of the day, we get so bombarded with what the pastors are saying. We get so bombarded with what the church is saying. What is God saying to you when you read something in the Bible, right? Or a pastor says something in the church, if you go to church. Do you think about what that person's saying? Do you go back home and read the very same Bible and try and understand with your own consciousness and say, well, divine source, help me understand this more, right? Help me to understand this more. You understand? So all the concepts of you being a sinner and all, it's all parts of the program of religion. You're not a sinner. You're a human being having a human experience. And in the experience, you might just do some not so nice things. And that's okay as well. Because eventually you'll find your path to the light. That's what it's all about, right? That's when you live in the middle part. I understand that everybody's gonna find their path to the light. I'm not going to take sides, basically. I'm going to work with both in the middle. I'm gonna love every person unconditionally and wishing them light and love all the time. Are there still sorcerers today who display the power similar to those of Moses? Yes, most definitely. There's a lot of sorcerers. There's a lot of sorcerers who practice different type of magical traditions, you understand, like the Hutu, the voodoo and stuff, like a lot of sorcerers. Even in South America, do you know that there are people in this day moving from different countries going to get doing different rituals to be kind of welcomed in certain traditions and rituals. There are actually sorcerers. Sorcery is something that's still very much alive. You understand? There's a lot of it happening, even in the Christian church. The Christian church has been taken over by, in most cases, dark entities, because the people in the church are not facing their shadow. The people that are denying their shadows and say, all I have to do is give my life to Christ. All I have to do is go into some water and come out and be baptized and I'm clean. No, it's not about that. It's about you really facing your shadows, your fears about life. There's a lot of people living in darkness in the church. That is why the left side of spirituality does very well in that space. That's why now you find people like a couple of years ago, it was in the Catholic Church where it came out that the Catholic Church has been raping and abusing boys for many, many years. Catholic pastors, or what they call them, fathers, raping boys and stuff like that. Isn't that darkness? Is that of light? That's what I'm saying, that this thing is still alive and sorcerers are still there. Right? For you to be able to manipulate a whole church, a whole mega church, and allow people to push the narrative of money, more money, more money, more money, more money, and all those things. You understand? You have to have some sort of powerful energy as a sorcerer. You understand? And sorcerer as well. If you go and Google and find out more about what it means to be a sorcerer, you are powerful, right? You understand. You understand the magic of this world. You understand the left hand side and you understand the right hand side. You understand the middle part as well. You understand what magic is. You understand that there's different traditions. Like, for example, Israel spoke about the Geotia Grimoires, about the 722 demons and stuff like that. You understand that concept, right? You understand the tradition of Hermes, the Hermetic teachings. You understand about Kabbalah, when you become a sorcerer, you don't just become a sorcerer. You are actually taught for a period of time magical practices, right? You actually indoctrinated so much and you buy into these things, into these different brotherhoods, and you become a sorcerer. You understand? For me, it's neither bad or good. It's a choice. It's an intention. It's an intention. And if you go online now, Google it, go on YouTube, you'll find a lot of people coming out and say, I was a sorcerer and these are the secrets I know, and or I was a witch in the in this coven, and these are the secrets, and these are all, you know what I'm trying to say, because it's a real thing. People are still practicing it. There are people who are sorcerers not because, and witches not because they wanted to be, but because it's in their bloodlines as well. And there's nothing wrong or right about that. It's not evil to be a sorcerer. It's not evil to be a witch. It's your intention. Are you practicing destruction and pain? You're hurting other people? Are you practicing hate and division? Or are you practicing love? You understand? Because, for example, in the Christian church, in the celestial realm, right, there are people, pastors and bishops doing demonic things. Their intentions are demonic, but they claim to be following the celestial realm, right? Instead of following the infernal, that's the word I was looking for. It's called infernal realm. That's the left-hand realm. That's where the darkness comes in. That's all the separation comes in. You understand? Remember, guys, we have for the bloody experience. There's nothing here really seriously we need to take seriously. Yeah, we're here for the experience, okay? It's all about the experience we're acting. We're going to pass and leave these bodies and leave this realm and go for another experience somewhere else. We're only here temporarily in the physical body. Don't take all these things too serious. It's all an expression of sorts. Every single person that's living here is expressing themselves in the way they feel fit at the time, determined to their consciousness. You understand? If you have a consciousness of hate and separation, you more likely to go into spirituality and be more aligned to the infernal realm, the negative left-hand side of things.